Hi, and welcome to Talk with Paula for Mental Health and Addiction. What is social diversity? I was thinking about this after watching a segment on Across the Fence just the other day. We mean coexistence of different social groups in society settings, which is okay. However, most groups are accepted. Why then is mental health and addiction brushed aside, looked down upon, or a stigma attached? This needs to change, and this is why I'm so proactive about this. Stop the stigma. People don't fake depression. What they do fake is being okay. Talk about it. Get it out there. Don't suffer in silence. Isolation is crippling. You're not alone. As I continue on our wellness self-help episodes on Talk with Paula, over the next few months, because many people right now suffer from seasonal depression disorder. And this is a prime time to reach out and try to help others. I'm going to be continued to be joined with several that do have, that can assist in helping with this. Today's guest, and I'm so excited, is Soul from Souleful Practices located in Mount Holly. Soul, welcome. I am so excited. I had the pleasure of meeting Soul a year ago? Yes, a year ago at Jasper Forest in Ludlow. She did massages, and not just any massages. Probably the best that I have ever had. And I was just telling Soul, I think, without exaggerating, I've been getting massages, I think, probably since I've been in my 30s. I probably have had well over 100 from everywhere, from Mexico, Canada, United States, wherever. She's the best because she does the stroke thing. I can't explain it. So she also has an amazing page that I follow on Facebook. She has offers some wonderful things, and I just figured she would be an amazing guest to have on here because she has so much experience and so much knowledge and can offer a lot to people. So welcome and thank you.
Thank you.
So Soul, tell me about yourself, a little bit about your background, what you do, and the floor is yours.
Okay. So I grew up in one of the smallest towns in Connecticut, Falls Village. Shout out Kellogg. There was 6 kids in my grade from kindergarten to 8th grade. So a lot of the times here in Vermont, when I say that I'm from Connecticut, people picture Hartford or New Haven, and that's not what my upbringing was. I was on a sawmill with my dad, who was a single father and raised me. And so I spent a lot of time outside with the trees and like the logs and just like exploring. And then I moved to Canaan, which is like 15 minutes away from Falls Village. And when I got to high school, I was athletic, but I kind of fit in with every crowd. So I had this broad connection with a lot of different folks, from like the nerds to the athletes to the stoners and all those people. And so barely graduated high school and was going to go to college to play Division II lacrosse goalie.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't do well enough in math class to go to college. So I didn't end up going there. And after partying for like half of a year and just working at like country markets and stuff, my dad was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "That's a really good question." And when I was in like 3rd grade, I had said that I wanted to be a massage therapist. And so that was just like something that was in the background, and I decided to look up massage schools in Connecticut, and I went to the first one that I found. It was Ridley Lowell in Danbury, Connecticut. There was one hallway in the whole place. So it was very familiar to me. It felt like Kellogg. And so I did a 900-hour program for the massage therapy there. Then I continued with a 650-hour aesthetics program. And and I started working, doing massage, and working in a corporation, just kind of getting a lot of bodies under my hands, and I was also able to receive a Reiki 1 attunement from one of my teachers at Ridley Lowell. So I was kind of introduced to the spiritual aspect of massage therapy early on, which I'm super grateful for. I do, understand and respect like the medical benefits of massage therapy, and I'm like super stoked to be a part of it, but
Yeah.
I definitely connect with like the energetic exchange on the table and all of the subtleties. I'll probably bring up that word a lot, subtleties, because I'm like very into just the little things that are often overlooked when you go to get massage for, especially like targeted pain, or like there's a lot of athletes in this area in Ludlow, a lot of skiers and snowboarders, and so they're usually looking for something specific to be worked on, and I like that I am like kind of a doorway to step into like, something that could be a little bit more than that. So that's like a huge blessing to be a part of people's journeys, whether it is just physical like relief, but also the mental and spiritual as well.
Now, when I met Soul, and again, I thank you for this, you actually were in tune with me. And I remember when I went into like a deep relaxation, and I've had back and mesh issues for almost going on 11 years. And I can't even explain what happened. I just remember my whole body I saw clear, which is going to sound really weird. Maybe you can explain this, 'cause I don't think I ever asked you. One of my eyes, I could see better. I was like, what did she just do? Because I was like, whoa.
I don't know.
I was like, that was kind of cool. But when I left you, I felt so relaxed, and, I just felt better. For instance, if you do get a chance, what is your webpage again that you have? You have it on Facebook, but I would love people to follow that, because I don't know if Patrick can put a link down at the bottom of it, but I know it's Soulful Practices. I think that's what it's listed under.
Yeah,
Mount
it's
Holly,
just Soulful Practices on Facebook. A lot of those posts are coming through from Instagram.
Okay.
So on Instagram, it is Soulful Practices with an underscore, but Soulful is spelled SOULEFUL.
Right.
Because my last name is Soul, SOULE. And that's
Okay.
also what I usually go by.
Right.
Yeah.
But you've had a couple posts that I am like, oh my God, in love with. And actually, I know one of them will be up on the screen that I fell in love with, because that's today's post. So if a lot of people don't know, and I'm going to just ask you some stuff, today's winter solstice.
Yes.
Explain to people what winter solstice is. And
Oh.
because a lot of people don't understand. I know it's the first day of winter, it's the shortest day, but there's a lot more to it too. People do, I actually, you can do blessings, the Yule log, smudge.
Yeah.
This is huge. I was telling Soul, I smudged today at the house I'm going to smudge right now. But when I got up, first thing I did, I have a smudge stick, and I was telling Soul, I said, I remember when I married Dave, I had these at the tables, and people were like, okay, what is this? They actually work great as a mosquito repellent, but you can explain also what smudging is while I'm burning this, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So smudge sticks are used to kind of cleanse energy in a household, or kind of just wherever you are. I don't super recommend using it to cleanse an outdoor space, because there's just a lot of big energy out there, and we...
Do you mind if I smudge
Go
near you?
for it, yeah,
'Cause
please.
Do you like the smell?
Yeah,
Isn't that
because
nice?
this is like a dragon's blood
Yeah,
sage.
yeah. I got
Yeah.
this, I don't remember if I was at Salem, but I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
So this is what I do. I just
like
kind of,
that.
I'm going to smudge Patrick. But this
So-
is, I call it good energy too. This is, a good energy to have. Sorry.
And different herbs have different qualities to them too. I've made a bunch of smudge sticks from mugwort this year,
Yeah.
because it was just super abundant. So mugwort has a strong affinity with the moon
Yep.
and women's cycles, but it's also been used in Chinese practicing. I messed up that word, but they use a
Sorry.
moxa stick, and
Yeah.
and they use that for cupping massage, which I do. But your prompt about the winter solstice is my understanding is that it's the turning of the year. We're starting to get more towards longer days again.
Yes.
So we're kind of calling in a little bit more energy. Like maybe you're starting to think about what seeds you're going to be planting.
Yeah.
Maybe physical and metaphysical seeds to be planted.
I call it change. Good time for change.
Yeah. So, and then another smokeless option for like calling in the winter solstice and the change of the seasons, you can use oranges or just whatever herbs you have in the house and do a simmer pot. So you don't
Yeah.
have to have
Yeah.
smoke in your house if you're sensitive to that kind of thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like the smell. I have, my son is like, Mom, this smells really nasty. I like it.
Yeah.
I think I have been smudging for a long time. And it's funny because when I met my husband, he wasn't into this. And now he's like, okay, let's do a little smudging. And I'll see him once in a while go around the house. I'm like, okay. I mean, the thing is the same thing is basically incense.
Yeah.
But this I find is a different, I don't know. I mean, you could burn incense, which many people do. I do the smudge.
Yeah, and
Do
when you're
you-
burning incense sticks, you're also burning that wood that's in there.
Yeah.
So whatever that, was processed with, you're also kind of getting that smoke
That
in there
yucky
too.
business.
It's not as pure. I mean, there's incense cones. I think those are pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely love the smudge, and they're so easy to
Yeah.
make. I have a juniper one. That's probably my favorite. Oops, I just hit the
bet
microphone.
it smells good.
Yeah, it's so nice. And it's like, I guess some people say it's for calling in positivity and getting rid of negative energy.
Yeah, mine's blood orange. So, and what is blood orange? I mean, I just know I like the smell. That's why I bought it, but I don't even think I looked at.
Blood orange or the dragon's blood?
The dragon's blood, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I can't remember. It is a tree. It's
Yeah.
a bark, and when you cut the bark, it kind of bleeds a little bit.
Okay.
But I can't remember exactly what most people
Neither do I. I
experience.
just like the smell.
It's very personal too
Yeah.
when it comes to herbs and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's fun. I made 2 fern smudge sticks this summer, just to see what it was like. And at first I was like, this kind of just smells like burning plant material. But as I kept kind of experiencing it, it was very different. And ferns are beautiful, beautiful plants.
Yeah.
And there's this old folk tale about ferns is that they didn't know how they spread because they don't have seeds.
Right.
They spread by spores and by root systems.
Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
they thought back in the day that the seeds were invisible. So if you could somehow catch the seeds, you would then have the power of invisibility. So
Oh, there you go.
burning the fern, you kind of I think that it kind of connects you to that unknown,
Yeah.
seeing the unseen. If you are trying to uncover some truths, that
Yeah.
might help you achieve that.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
One thing I know, which I wanted to kind of tap on, and because you offer so many different things, but I know you do not only your massages, you have your tinctures, you have your oils, which I actually have one of them. That's so awesome. But give me or something that we can do to maybe help others out there, a quick grounding type of thing that you could do that.
Yeah, so one of my favorite kind of grounding
And I'm going to do it with you.
breath kind of thing, because breath is so accessible. No matter where you are, you can access the breath. So by sitting in a chair comfortably with your feet flat on the floor, you can kind of start to imagine the roots of your legs connecting with the earth below you and spreading as far and as wide as you'd like, as deep as you'd like. Just imagining those roots going into the earth.
I should close my eyes and do this.
Yeah, you can close
Okay,
your eyes.
so you do the deep guided and I'll do this.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of this person who developed this breath practice, but it's very simple. So it's kind of just breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in. I know this is a precious moment. Breathing out. I dwell in the present moment. And then there's another line that just says, breathing in, I smile. And it's like just so simple. But even just the first two lines of breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. And that just brings you in the present moment.
Which I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, see, I already feel good, and that was a quick. Many people forget to do that.
It's so easy to
Many
forget.
people forget to do that, to do relaxation. I know with any stressful situation, and trust me, I've had my share this past year, I've had to learn to step aside and take time for me. And, they have meditation apps, they have all kinds of stuff on, apps, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. But literally what you just did is exactly what needs to be done. It's kind of you get grounded, pay attention to your breath, and that's huge. People they think you have to do this elaborate. You don't. You got to just literally ground yourself.
Yeah.
And I know right now with so many people that are struggling, I've told many people, because you had COVID, correct?
I
If
did
I remember,
last
yeah.
Christmas, yeah.
And she did, I remember you and I had chatted, and you did some type of tincture too, or what have you.
Yeah.
But, the way you took care of yourself was beautiful, but the thing is, there's so many people out there that are still lost, still not feeling well, and that's why I'm so pro on helping, because not only with the mental health and addiction, there's a lot of people in a lot of pain, suffering, and I definitely want people that can reach out to you, and because I know you could offer so much benefit, not only what you offer, like massages and everything else, but follow your Instagram.
Yeah.
Your stuff, her pictures are going to make you cry, because they're beautiful. They're natural, they're beautiful, and they're exactly, it helps. And, I appreciate that. I'm so glad you came on to chat with me. Do you want to add anything, or, there's plenty, say whatever you want to.
I was going to mention about that breathing exercise is that a lot of people do counting, and that the words are kind of spaced out to be 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. So that's automatically like the amount of seconds that you'd be breathing in and breathing out. What else would I like to add? There's a lot of...
Our smudge smoke is going everywhere. Hold on. I'll do this. There, we're good.
Oh, yeah. So COVID, long COVID, and like Lyme's disease. I also have Lyme's disease. I'm from Connecticut. So those are very like similar ailments that don't really have like one of those magic pills that Western medicine is able to provide for us for a lot of things. So it is like really important to dig into just health and wellness and holistic care for yourself.
Sorry, I have to get that out of there. Got a little smoke in here.
It's
Sorry
really
about that.
smoky. I can't believe how smoky it is.
Well, we smudged huge today. Sorry about that. So I just wanted to let you know, that was kind of funny. We had to get rid of our smudge stick. It was getting a little smoky. But Soul has so many other things that she offers, not only with COVID, but with Lyme, which she chatted about. But she did something this summer that I so wanted to do. Explain it, the dance.
Yeah. So to clarify about COVID, I'm just talking about long COVID effects, not current COVID infections. There is some brain fog, and like other neurological ailments. So you might want to start taking some herbal tinctures or experiment with teas and movement of your body, and moving lymph around, moving your blood around. And a great way to do that is with ecstatic dance. I have started hosting some ecstatic dances at the Mount Holly Community Center. And if you don't know what ecstatic dance is, it's basically a sober event where we play like rave club music and dance for about an hour. And everyone that I've told about it is like, oh, I'm too uptight for that, or I don't know how to dance. I'm like, this is for you then. If you're too uptight, you need to come here and dance your booty off in front of a bunch of strangers.
I'd have no problem doing that.
Yeah, well, because you're cool. I'm just kidding.
But I feel like...
No, yeah, it's great for everybody. And I just went to my first one last May, and it was life-changing. The second one I went to, hated it. I was pissed off the whole time, but that was something that I probably just needed to feel out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to keep it about an hour. The one that I didn't like was 3 hours.
Oh?
And we had to walk in the same direction for the 3 hours. It was kind of rough. So yeah, mine is just kind of like free flow dancing. You don't have to know how to do any dance moves, and you shouldn't worry about whether or not you're dancing on beat or dancing well, because it's just about moving however your body is experiencing that music. And then you kind of can use that as a meditation by whatever thoughts you have popping up while you're dancing. You can use the movement to move that thought through you. I know a lot of the times when people are meditating, they're trying to do like the seated meditation and the breath work and clear their mind, and then they're frustrated because all these thoughts keep coming up. So with the ecstatic dance, it's like a really amazing way of releasing the energetic thoughts, the little chitties in your brain. But also great physical exercise.
Yeah.
You can do a whole yoga sequence in there if you want. You can sit on the floor and just like kind of rock around if you want. Like it's.
Are you going to be offering any of those soon? You should.
Yeah. So I was doing them the second Tuesday and third Friday of every month. So the third Friday of this month is this coming Friday.
Oh.
And I was supposed to go to my mom's house, so I wasn't going to be doing that. She just tested positive for COVID, so I'm not going there anymore. So I could do an ecstatic dance on Friday, I think. Maybe. I was maybe just going to chill for the holiday. Yeah. But I post updates on this.
Yeah, because I was like, as soon as you have your next one, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do Tuesdays and Fridays because Tuesdays is good for like, I'm hoping it's good for like restaurant workers. There's a lot of restaurant employees around here. So I don't know if they're open Tuesdays. I might shift it to Mondays. Let me know what days would work better for you.
Yeah.
And then the Friday, because it's just nice to have something that is sober to do on a weekend.
Yep.
And the intention is to be sober before, during, and after if you can, to let that energy and everything that you kind of moved through like resonate for a little bit. And if you have to take further time to like analyze what went down, take the time with a clear mind to do that.
That's awesome though. I love that idea. I love everything you offer. And like I said, we will have it at the bottom of the screen of everything that they can find you, everything else. But as I close today, I not only want to thank Soul for coming, means the world to me. Again, you can find Soul information that Patrick will have at the bottom of the screen. But I also want to take the time and thank Patrick and the staff here for Okemo TV. You've been amazing. And sorry, but when I came on board to tell Patrick that I, probably right as COVID, I did started with Talk with Paula and getting out there for mental health and addiction. And I just appreciate you so much in this place for allowing us to put something out here for everybody to come on board, to have guest speakers that can understand it. And I know for a fact, since I've started doing this and being very vocal with everything, the impact that it's had on people is huge. And that was my one thing. I literally said, I believe on the first interview you guys let me do, I said, if I can reach one person, I've reached like 130 people that reach out, respond, want to get involved. And that's huge to me, huge. That means a lot. And it's like, I know a few people that have actually did some serious changes in their world. So there is so many people still struggling, but we're in a tough time, and people need to open their eyes, open your heart, and not just at the holiday season. There's so many people that are struggling, but they're going to continue to struggle even after the holidays. So keep that in mind. And thank you to Okemo Valley Television, Patrick and staff. I thank you guys so much. And I look forward to continue to working with you in 2023, which is so scary to say that date. And thank you, and I appreciate you. And Soul, thank you so much. And I look forward to a massage with you, girlfriend.
Thank you.
But thank you. Have a great day.